Hey everybody, welcome back to another year of Rock and Roll Outdoors. The 2016 season is looking to be promising. We've had a great year already in 2015, but everything that's up and coming in 2016 that you're going to be watching this year, I'm pretty excited about it. We've got a new editor, we're excited about that, and we'll be taking a new look at some of the stuff we've done and probably bringing it to you in a different way, a new way, a fresh way, a way that we hope that you guys will like. You can see behind me, had a pretty good year. It's pretty nice when you kill a deer. And we killed this deer, or I killed this deer on October the 5th, and we've already got it back. And thought we'd wait and do some of these lead-ins, but this is our backdrop. This is the biggest deer that's ever been killed on Rock and Roll Outdoors. Biggest Boone and Crockett deer, biggest Pope and Young deer, biggest one we ever killed on film. So it's been a great year, and pretty blessed for to bring something like this home. And probably get to see a whole lot of him, throughout the year on the backdrop and some of the other deer and stuff that we've taken. But anyhow, I want y'all to sit back and relax. Hope y'all enjoy the new Rock and Roll Outdoors. Y'all hang in there. We're coming at you. Rock on.
Buffalo Trace Distillery presents Rock and Roll Outdoors. Beers, bucks, and bourbon. Stand strong. Rock on. Rock and Roll Outdoors is being brought to you by Scent Blocker, Vapor Trail Scents, FMJ V4 Broadhead, Granky Hunting Gear, Jackie's Deer Lures, Big Buck Magnet.
One thing I want to talk about, this deer behind me. It's a pretty good testament. I passed this deer up twice the year before. I had him 2 times, got some footage of him maybe 20 yards in front of me, and I passed him at least twice that I remember. This year, 2015, when the season started, I knew this 10-pointer would probably be the deer I should be after. I checked the cameras, and when I see the trail cam pictures of this deer, I'm like, what deer is that? That deer's 20-some inches wide, at least 24 inches wide. And we couldn't figure out for a minute what deer he was. But the characteristics he had on his right beam, I'm like, he looks just like the 10-pointer that, on the right beam. Sure enough, we realized it was the 10-pointer. Couldn't believe it. He put on over, 40 inches. At the time, we didn't know, but we knew he grew quite a bit. But we, like I said, he put on over 40 inches. A lot of things went on this year. My wife was diagnosed in April with thyroid cancer. And where I was so consumed with taking care of my wife, watching my kids, taking care of my kids so my wife could do a radiation treatment and stuff like that, I really wasn't getting a chance to hunt. I never even got a chance to shoot my bow one time. Really affected the way I normally hunt. Normally I'm hard at it every day. Well, I really couldn't do that this year. This deer was not coming in the daylight. We had one daylight picture of him only one time, and that was, you know, when he had velvet on. And I'd only got to hunt him 4 times.
We're after the Big Ten. You know, we talked about him a lot last year. I actually passed him a couple of times, so hoping he would be a lot bigger, and he is. So we've got 2 real big deer in here. We got the Big Ten, we got the big white 8, and the 8 comes in here. Nate's just gonna take it. The 10 comes in here. I'm gonna try to take it. Might be a little behind on my shooting this year. Got a lot going on. We'll see what happens.
I told my camera guy that night, I'm like, if this deer comes in, I hope he comes in 120 yards, because I'd hate for my first shot to be, you know, a 40-yard shot. By 7:24 that night, we heard something up over the hill behind us, and tried to zoom the camera in. He couldn't see anything, so I guess it was just a squirrel. But little did we know, you know, it was this deer. And that was at 7:24. I was just about ready to say, let's break the cameras down. Luckily, I happened to be standing up, and I heard him say, Jeff, there he is. I turn around, he's 19 yards.
Did you see that? What did this happen? I thought I heard him in the creek. And I looked, he was standing there. He had to come off the hill.
Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me, Nathan? Did that just happen?
That's it.
That happened quick. I just got in from Tennessee today at 3 o'clock. We knew this big buck had been coming in around 6:30. I told Nathan, I said, let's go get in the tree stand real quick. I thought we can probably be set up at 4:30. We got set up at 4:57. I had just turned around and said, ain't this pitiful? I can't believe it, you know, we haven't seen deer. And needless to say, just a split second later, I heard Nathan say, here he is. And I looked, and right there he was. He creeped right in on us, right at the, you know, it's right at dark. We think he went down right over here in the creek. We're praying he went down. Definitely will be my biggest buck with a bow. Definitely a Pope and Young. I mean, he's an absolute brute. We just was been thinking about what it would be like to get our hands on him. Y'all hang in there. We're gonna go see if he's down in this creek like we hope.
Wow, you know, what can I say? Deer of a lifetime. No way I'm ever going to beat that. I didn't think I beat the G2 buck last year, but there's no way I'm going to beat this, especially with a bow. 185 and 5/8. 13 points, got a drop time, 28.5 inches wide. Like I said, I normally don't give a buck a name. You've kind of been calling this one Big Nasty for some reason. It was a good 10-pointer that we had last year. I actually passed this deer up twice. So it goes to show you what happened, you know, if you manage your deer right and let them grow. I mean, he's put on quite a bit of mass. I don't know how many inches he's put on, but I mean, just a really good deer. He'd been coming in the evening. Started, I guess, about 4 or 5 days ago, and everybody knows, you know, my wife's been going through some stuff, battling a little bit of illness, so we made a trip to Tennessee. We wanted to get our Christmas shopping done early for our kids, and I checked the cameras before I left. I was pretty upset because I'd seen he'd been coming in the evening, but I knew you know, if it's going to happen, it'd happen one way or another. And got back from Gatlinburg yesterday, probably about 3 o'clock. Nathan got to the house about 4 o'clock, and we was actually set up, cameras ready to go at 4:57. And You know, like I said, he'd been coming in about 6:30. 6:30 rolled around, we hadn't seen a deer. Of course, you know, I'm thinking that's the way it goes. You see these big deer, they can be like clockwork, and you get on them and you don't see them. But I think it was about 7:31. We was about ready to break down, about running low on camera light. I heard Nathan say, "Jeff, there he is." And luckily, I was already standing up. I had my bow hanging, you know, in the right place where I could just slide my hand in my bow and get ready. But he was 15 yards or so. Came in, he looked right at me, looked me right between the eyes. We made eye contact, and I didn't move. I didn't have time to get nervous. I'm pretty glad I didn't, because if I'd had time to get nervous, this might not have happened. But made a pretty good shot. He was a hair back, but we watched the footage in slow-mo last night. Thought we had a good shot on him, and now that we see where the arrow come out at him, you know, on the other side, kind of surprised he kind of went as far as he did. But what he did is he circled around on us, and believe it or not, he's not 100 yards from our tree stand, if he's that far. But he came around and went down this creek, and Nathan, got Nathan Mead here, he's running the camera. Chris Maloney came out and helped us track him down, and we started tracking, I guess, what, guys, about 7:20, something like that. Found him about 8:15, so I was starting to have my doubts. We come to this creek, and I knew if he went up the hill, I kind of thought the ball game might be over. But we'd seen a place where he'd slid down the bank, and he wasn't 40 yards from where he went down the bank, and just an unbelievable deer. Not only my best deer with a bow, this is my best deer to date. I think this one put me in Pope and Young, boys. What do you think? Y'all think so? Hey, 2016, we got a lot of exciting things in store for you. You know, we got a new editor, Matt. He's going to be great. Going to bring it to you in a whole new way, cool way. I hope you like what we're doing. We're making some changes for the better, we think. And you know, got a whole new staff. Got a lot of the old staff, but we got some new staff too. You know, we got the greatest turkey caller in the world is going to be with us, Jesse Martin, and you know, he's won the head-to-head national championships last year. So it's been a great thing. But when you got people like that on board, you know, we're hoping that we can just continue to build on what we're doing, continue to build on what we've got here, and you know, just keep bringing Rack and Roll out to you every week, and we try to bring it to you in a different way and make it a little fresh, maybe a little better each time we do it. So we're hanging in there, like we say, like a hair on a biscuit. Rack and Roll Outdoors. Y'all say it with us. Rack on.
Special thanks to all our sponsors who've made this show possible. For more information about Rack and Roll, please visit rackandrolloutdoors.com.